Let's cook some Jamaican style dinner. Today on the menu in a Jamaican's Girl kitchen, I'm cooking coconut curry sliced grouper fish with some boiled dumplings and boiled yams. So to get started, I'm going to clean my fish which I've washed with vinegar and also some lemon. I'm going to pat it dry and then I'm going to season it. Have you heard of a grouper fish before, or have you tried cooking grouper fish before? Let me know in the comments. Now I'm going to start seasoning it by adding some salt. Usually when I'm cooking fish, I don't like to over season. I mostly go along. I just keep it simple with salt, black pepper, and just a little bit of adobo seasoning. And we know that adobo have salt in it, and why I don't like using too much of the other seasonings and I prefer using adobo seasoning, it's because it has a light color. So when the fish is fried, the fish doesn't look burnt. The fish them not burn up at all, right? So because of this light color, it looks like the salt, then it's not too much. Then I like to also drizzle a little bit of flour on the fish to fry. This just give it an extra layer of crispiness as they fry. Not gonna put too much, just a little drizzle of flour. That is just enough. While I'm doing that, I'm heating up my oil with some garlic and also some pimento seeds. You want to make sure the oil is hot like this when you're frying fish. This is the number one secret to get your fish not to stick and not to start separating, mashing up. It just fry nice, golden and crisp. And no, because this is coconut fish, I'm trying to make it authentic by using a real natural coconut. So I ox my coconut, break it, ox it out, slice it up, and I'm using my Ninja to blend it all up. Then I have these bags. I got these little, I think it's like a polyester straining bags. I got them from Timu a few months ago, maybe a year ago by now. It came in a package of six, and I like to use it when I'm straining, if I'm making juice or anything that I'm straining, because then I can squeeze it like that and get everything out of it. Now the fish is nice and golden. You see that? That's a nice and golden look that we're getting, that we need, that we're trying to achieve. Now they're done, so I'm going to remove them from the pot. And I fried about two batches. Everything wasn't able to fit into the pot at once. Next, after I've removed all the fish, I'm going to remove some of the oil because we're going to use the same pot to make the sauce, to make the gravy. And I don't want all this oil into our coconut curry sauce. So I removed most of the oil, just left a little bit, and then now I'm going to start cutting up some potato, and I also cut up some carrots. Now, not all the time I put carrot and potatoes in my curry. Whenever I make videos with curry, people always say, add some potatoes to thicken up the gravy, blah, blah, blah. But have you considered why we don't add potatoes and carrots to our dishes? Because one, we maybe not have any, and two, we maybe just don't want it in it, and three, maybe just not feel like to cut up the Irish and carrot when I'm cooking. But anyhow, this time around, I decided to add the carrots and I decided to add some potatoes. And I've also cut up some onions, and I love this machine so much. It just cut up the onions them really quick and easy. I could also use it to slice the carrots and also to cut up the potatoes, but I decided that I want to just, since I'm there, couldn't bother to change the blade and all that, so that I just use my cutting board and my knife. Just make that work. Next, now I'm gonna add some garlic and some ginger. After I've removed the oil, most of the oil, as I said, we let that, come together nicely, and then I'm also going to add the onions. Then, after we stir that up and, let the flavors get the smell of all these spices and of all these herbs, do its thing in the oil, then I'm going to add my curry and also my cumin. Once it starts looking like this, translucent, the onion is starting to get its flavor out. Then I added 2 teaspoons of curry powder and also maybe about half a teaspoon of cumin. Now, I like to add cumin when I'm cooking curry. It just enhances the flavor of curry, in my opinion. And this is Jamaican style. Yes, curry, and of course, it is better pack curry. That is my go-to. What is your go-to curry when you're cooking curry? If you're an island girl, or if you just like to cook, cook curry, let me know in the comments. Then I added my coconut milk, and now I'm adding a pack of the fish tea mix. I don't want the noodles in it, so I just added a little bit of water, and then I strained it out so that all those noodles don't get into my gravy or my sauce. Next, I'm going to add some green seasoning. That is my mix, my staple that I always most time have in the fridge. And that's just a mixture of herbs, garlic, onions, ginger, thyme, parsley. What else again? Pimento seeds, a little olive oil. You can add peppers, whatever you want to add to yours. Blend it up and keep it in the fridge, handy to go. Now I'm also adding my potatoes at this point. I'm not going to add the carrots as yet because I don't like my carrots on the softer side. That's why most time I don't add carrots to my curry. It gives it a different flavor also. So now I let it simmer and I let it do its thing. Now I'm cooking some yam and some dumpling also to go with this nice curry coconut sauce. Now this is the African yam, the Ghanaian yam. Can you believe that this piece of yam was $20? Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to peel my yam and I already did the flour, need the flour to make the dumplings. I don't think I added that part in the video, but I promise next time that I'm doing that, I will let you know. But do you know if you need dumpling? Let me know in the comments, by the way. Now
So
I
after
cut
it's
and I
peeled and cut,
peeled
then
and
I'm
I
gonna wash it.
slice
Then
this
I'm
piece
gonna
of
add it
yam.
to my pot of boiling water. Now I'm gonna check in on my sauce, my gravy. It's coming together nicely. Now I'm gonna add the carrots because I'll be seasoning it up. Adding a scotch bonnet pepper, hopefully it no boss. Then I added some thyme and some black pepper and season up to my liking, my tasting with the different things that I have in my kitchen. What else would you add to this coconut curry sauce? Of course, me have to dash in a little bit of my Maggi seasoning. Who wanna have Maggi? If you are Jamaican, then you don't know, say you have a bottle of Maggi somewhere into your cupboard, right or wrong. Let me know in the comments. I also added some pimento seeds and look at this curry coconut sauce. Oh, it's thick and nice. Oh my goodness. Can you smell it through, through the screen? Can you smell it through the phone? What are you watching on? Let me know in the comments. Anyhow, we let that do its thing. Then we're going to add our fish after. Give it a few minutes to come together nicely. Now it looks like it's ready. This reminds me of rondong, you see? Yes, you remember the flavor of rondong with the natural coconut after I boil down and the oil pan top? This almost, if I cook it a bit longer, it couldn't pass the rondong. Now I'm going to add my fish to the gravy, to the sauce, and then we're going to let it cover for a bit, coming together, right? What would you add to this? What would you eat with this fish? Let me know in the comments. Do you prefer rice or you would go with the ground provision with the food that I'll be having, the dumpling? You know what? I would really appreciate some green banana. But when I went to the store, they did not have any green banana. So I just had to work with what I had. The dumplings, once you have flour in your house as a Caribbean, then anything is possible. Fried dumpling, boiled dumpling, roti. If you're Trinidadian or you're Guyanese, fried dumpling, so much things that can be done with flour. So make sure you always have flour in the house, in the cupboard. That's a staple for any Caribbean household. Now we're adding the yams, and then I'm also going to add the dumplings. Dumpling done boil and ready for the pot also, while the fish are simmered down and are come together nicely. You roll it up like so, just like that. Some people make a little dent in it, like so. Let me know how you do your dumplings. Some people, different culture. I see make some dumplings, but hey, that's how they do their thing. We make the long ones, we call them spinners when you add into soup, but this one is dumpling style, round like that, and with a little dimple in the middle, just like that. Yes, one thing missing was a banana and maybe um, a piece of ripe plantain. That would be good with it. I had the right plantain, but guess what? I fried it instead of boiling it. I think, the fried ripe plantain just added the extra sweetness and, that extra flavor to this delicious dish. And we're coming together nicely. I sprinkled a little bit of dried parsley just over it like that. And the stove can lock off now because this coconut curry fish is done. And the smell, oh my goodness, I wish I could share you a plate of this food right now. Then let him simmer, let him come together, and then soon dinner done, dinner ready. And guys, this was a Sunday dinner. I was not in the mood for any rice and peas. I just wanted some dumpling, some yam, and some banana. But as I said, I didn't get the banana, so I did with what I have. Sometimes I just have to improvise and work with it. By the way, how much dumplings should I share for you and how much piece of yam would you want in your plate? I could only manage two dumplings and one piece of yam and one piece of sliced fish and some ripe plantains, some slices of ripe tomatoes, and I was full. This food was so good. It was so delicious. And I will be definitely trying this again. Oh, I forgot to add, this was my first time making coconut curry fish, and it's a laugh. Yes. How did you enjoy this video and how did I do? Give me a rating and let me know if you will be trying this dish anytime soon. Thanks for watching and make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for more Caribbean cooking in Yashika's kitchen. Yes, I'm a Jamaican girl living in Canada, but Jamaica lives in my kitchen because no matter what, I always cooking my Jamaican food over here. So stay tuned for another video soon. Thanks again. See you. Bye.